Philippe Myers earns Berube's trust and could become a key piece on the Maple Leafs defense. Defenseman Philippe Myers has become one of the hottest topics among Toronto Maple Leafs fans in recent weeks, and for good reason. Initially signed as a depth piece for the defense, Myers has begun to stand out to the point where he has caught the attention of the demanding head coach Craig Berube. The big question now is, can Myers establish himself as a regular and help the Leafs avoid drastic changes on defense before the trade deadline? Berube has made it clear what he expects from Myers to ensure his spot on the main roster. He's been simple and physical, the coach stated. When he gets the puck, he makes the simple play, and he's been effective around our net, protecting space and being physical in our defensive zone. This simplicity, combined with aggressiveness, has been key to Myers' early success. In the eyes of many, Myers arrived in Toronto without much fanfare, but he's been showing chemistry with star Morgan Rielly, which has piqued the interest of the coaching staff. The Leafs, who have faced constant questions about the strength of their defense, may have found an affordable and efficient solution in Myers. With a cap hit of just $775,000, he represents an impossible-to-ignore cost-benefit. Berube's comments highlight the importance of solid, fundamental defense, something he's always valued. Recently, he also praised Chris Tanev for embodying these qualities. Defenders like Tanev and Myers are essential for a team that wants to compete for a title, said Berube. With less than 2 months left before the trade deadline, the Maple Leafs front office is closely monitoring the performance of players like Myers to determine their priorities in the trade market. If Myers can maintain the level he has shown so far, he could become one of the pillars of the team's defense, which would allow general manager Brad Treliving to focus efforts on acquiring offensive reinforcements, especially a high-impact center. This possibility excites both the fanbase and analysts, as the Leafs' offense, while talented, needs more depth to face the playoffs with real championship potential. On the other hand, if Myers fails to meet expectations, the team will need to look for alternatives in the market to bolster their defensive core. The addition of an experienced, solid defenseman would become essential, especially for a team that aims to finally break the long championship drought and advance past the first round of the playoffs. The good news for Myers is that he has the opportunity to prove himself on a well-structured team, one that boasts a balanced roster and experienced leadership. His growing chemistry with Rielly, in particular, could be the key to securing his spot in the top pairing. The duo has shown good communication on the ice and a mutual coverage ability that fits Berube's style of play. Another factor in Myers' favor is the support he's receiving from his teammates. Players like TJ Brodie and Mark Giordano have publicly praised his work ethic and willingness to learn as key strengths. He's young, but he has the maturity needed to play for a team that is aiming for something big, said Giordano. Whatever the outcome, the upcoming games will be crucial in determining Myers' future with the Leafs. With a tough stretch ahead, facing high-level opponents, Myers will have the perfect opportunity to prove that he deserves a permanent spot in the defensive rotation. The fanbase, always demanding, has started to split. Many believe that Myers could be the missing piece to solidify the defense, while others are still waiting to see if he can maintain consistency in such a competitive league like the NHL. At the end of the day, the decision will lie in the hands of Berube and Treliving, but one thing is certain. If Myers continues playing with the same simplicity and efficiency he has shown so far, he will have earned not only the coaching staff's trust but also the heart of one of the most passionate fanbases in the league. For Maple Leafs fans, the hope is that Myers becomes more than just a temporary solution. With talent, hard work, and the support of his teammates, he could very well turn into one of the season's great success stories. If that happens, Toronto may have finally found a long-term piece to strengthen their defense and take another step toward the long-awaited Stanley Cup title. In the meantime, all eyes will be on Myers in the coming games. After all, as every passionate fan knows, every detail matters when the goal is to make history. Here's hoping Myers continues to surprise, and who knows, he could become the next unlikely hero for the Leafs. Philippe Myers' journey with the Toronto Maple Leafs has been a story of steady progress, and it's a narrative that's beginning to turn heads. A player initially signed to fill out the bottom of the defense chart, Myers has now put himself in contention to become a fixture on the Leafs' blue line. The ongoing question among the fans is whether this will be the beginning of a new chapter for the defense or if Toronto will be forced to make changes before the trade deadline to solidify their defensive core. Head coach Craig Berube has been very transparent about his assessment of Myers' performance. He's keeping the game simple and playing physical, Berube noted. That's what we need from him. He doesn't try to do too much, which is something we value here. When he makes a play, it's a smart one. He has also been a physical presence in front of our net, which is critical for our defensive zone play. For Berube, the key to success in defense is doing the basics well, keeping it simple, not overthinking plays, and ensuring the defensive zone remains strong. This has allowed Myers to flourish in a role that was initially meant to be temporary. It's a classic example of how, in the NHL, an opportunity to step up and fill a need can make or break a player's career. For Myers, this moment could be a springboard to a more permanent role in Toronto, but he will need to continue showing that he can keep things simple while providing physicality and stability on the back end. While Myers has earned Berube's praise, it's not just the coaching staff who has noticed his growth. His defensive partner, Morgan Reilly, has been particularly vocal about their developing chemistry on the ice. "We're starting to click," Reilly said after a recent game. "Philippe has a good sense of the game, and he's getting more comfortable with how I play. We communicate well, and I think it's helping both of us." This chemistry between Myers and Reilly has been one of the most positive developments on the defense, and it could be a key factor in his continued presence in the lineup. While Myers' individual growth is certainly a bright spot, the Leafs' overall defensive issues remain a topic of concern. Many have questioned whether the team is equipped with enough depth on defense to contend for a Stanley Cup, and whether Myers can be relied upon to fill a consistent role moving forward. The Leafs management knows that if Myers proves to be a long-term solution, they could focus their resources elsewhere. Specifically, the team's top priority could shift to bolstering their offensive depth, especially at the center position. But if Myers falls short of expectations, it would signal the need for a major defensive acquisition before the trade deadline. With the Leafs in the thick of the playoff race, having a reliable defense core is crucial if they hope to make a deep run. Toronto fans know all too well that a strong defense is often the difference between winning the Stanley Cup and falling short. The pressure is on for Myers to prove he can contribute at a high level. In addition to his physicality and simplicity, one area where Myers has shown improvement is in his ability to make quick decisions. The NHL is a fast-paced league, and defenders need to think and react at a rapid pace. Myers, who was once known for his occasional hesitancy, has started to make faster reads on the ice. His ability to transition the puck from defense to offense has become more fluid, and his passing accuracy has improved. This is a crucial element of Berube's system, which values quick transitions and limiting turnovers in the defensive zone. At a salary of just $775,000, Myers offers tremendous value to the Leafs. If he continues to improve, he could emerge as one of the best bargains in the league. Many observers believe that a player with his size and skill, combined with his potential for growth, is worth the risk. The Leafs have had success with undervalued players in the past, and Myers could be the next to rise to the occasion and become a mainstay in the lineup. Another important aspect of Myers' journey is his ability to handle the pressure of playing in Toronto, a city known for its passionate fanbase. Many players struggle under the weight of expectations, but Myers has managed to maintain a steady focus on his game. This mental resilience could serve him well as the season progresses and the stakes get higher. If he continues to prove that he can handle the pressure and produce at a high level, he will solidify his role in the lineup. In the coming weeks, the Leafs front office will be closely watching how Myers performs in key matchups. Games against some of the league's best teams will test his abilities and give the Leafs a clearer picture of whether or not he can be trusted in critical situations.